What's up guys, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking to you about the top 3 habits that you should be developing right now. A lot of people are searching for ways to better themselves, grow, and progress, and implementing these 3 habits into your life will help you to achieve that. So let's get into it. Number 3 on the list is get in the habit of continuing to learn throughout your life. Now this might sound ironic coming from me because I'm a college dropout, but I remember on the day that I dropped out of college, this was the thought that was going through my mind. I can't believe it. No more tests? No more homework? No more textbook reading? I'm done with that forever. Those were my thoughts. Oh, how wrong I was. I am a firm believer that the purpose of life is to continue to grow, progress, and to reach our ultimate potential. I believe that we are destined for greatness and that we were meant to continue to learn for the rest of our lives. I get so sad when I see people who retire and then they spend the rest of their lives playing golf and watching TV. It's as if they think they've graduated from the school of life and now they can just relax and enjoy the rest of their lives in laziness. No more tests, no more homework, no more textbook reading, and in some of their cases, no more work and learning. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely believe that there's a time and a place for relaxing. I welcome vacations with open arms, and I try to dedicate a fair amount of my time each day for leisure and relaxing. But to think that you've reached a point in your life when you don't need to learn anymore, it absolutely bewilders me. One of the things that makes us the happiest is learning. I know it sounds ironic because right now you're probably thinking back to all your painful memories of school and test taking, but hear me out. We crave progression. We crave knowledge. There's so much fulfillment that comes from learning, and the things that we learn can help us so much in our daily lives. Are there problems with the traditional education system? I will be the first to tell you yes. I could go on for hours about the things that I think could be fixed in the traditional education system. But you don't have to go to school to learn. For me personally, dropping out of college was one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to me. I was never planning on dropping out, and the only reason why I dropped out was because I was offered a full-time job from a big YouTube channel, which was my dream job, but in doing so, I learned something that absolutely changed my life. I can be my own professor. I can teach myself the skills that I'm most wanting to learn. I realized that when I was in college, I didn't absorb a lot of the information that was being taught because I didn't want to be taught that information. But ever since dropping out, I realized that I can learn whatever I want in whatever way I want. If I want to learn more about marketing, I'll now read every book that I can find about it. If I want to learn more about filmmaking techniques, there are so many great online courses that can teach them to me. No matter where you are in life, whether you're already done in college or still struggling to get through it, you can still learn whatever you want to learn. And the information has never been so accessible. As of right now, I'm trying to read about a book a month. Not only am I gathering a ton of new information from these books, but I also find them pretty entertaining. They are the healthy habits that I've learned to replace my bad habits with. In addition to that, whenever I work out in the mornings, I listen to audiobooks or podcasts for an hour every day as I work out. I sometimes stay up way too late watching YouTube tutorials, and I love talking to experts in a certain field about their line of work and what they're learning from it. The amount of knowledge at our disposal is unbelievable. But we will often rather watch our favorite TV shows or aimlessly scroll through social media. You still have the time to become an expert in whatever it is that you want to know more about. And that knowledge is almost guaranteed to bring you more happiness, health, and success. So, a few tips and suggestions to help you to continue to learn throughout your life. Number 1, read more books. Figure out what a good amount for you is, and then do it. Books are so insanely affordable on Amazon or Audible, and there's almost no excuse for you not to do it. Number 2, watch tutorials. Whether you want to learn more about how to snowboard better or you want to figure out how to finish your basement yourself, the internet can teach you how to do literally anything. And number 3, talk to people who are experts. Do you have a friend who's a nurse? Ask them all about it. Ask them what they're learning from their job. Ask them about the important skills that they developed from their job. Learn from what they're learning and see how you can implement it into your life. Alright, the second life-changing habit is to get into the habit of sticking to a schedule. A lot of people don't like schedules because they make it seem like your day is being restricted and they want to be free and spontaneous. For the beach bum, that's great, but for the super overachiever like you and me, that's not so great. I've found that setting and keeping a schedule has been absolutely vital in helping me to stay productive. I plan out every hour of every day. This not only helps me build good habits and routines, but it also helps me to stay away from bad habits and routines. If you stick to your schedule, you literally can't do anything unhealthy unless, of course, you plan for it. So, How do you set a schedule and stick to it? A good idea is to do weekly planning and daily planning. Every Sunday, I plan out as much as I can for the upcoming week. I go through each day and write down what I need to do that day, and then I set a time to do it. I make sure that every hour of the day is planned so that I'm not wasting any time. Then, every night before I go to bed, I take 5 to 10 minutes and I plan out the next day, making sure that I don't have any empty gaps. If I can't figure out what to put into a time frame, I'll take out my to-do list and I'll insert something from my to-do list into one of those gaps. If I'm not sure how long it will take to do something, I'll always put in a plan B in that time just in case I finish early and I'm left with an empty gap. Some days I even have a plan C just to make sure that if that plan falls through, I'll always have something productive to do. Most of your unhealthy behaviors will happen when you're bored, lonely, stressed, or anxious. Staying busy and productive by sticking to a schedule will help you to rid yourself of any unhealthy behaviors and focus on the things that will help you to grow and progress. Now, something that I can't stress enough, something that is crucially important to your health and happiness is the following. Plan out time each day for fun. So often we are consumed with the idea of being a super achiever that we plan out every second of every day for rigorous hard work and don't leave any time for fun and relaxing. This is what leads to burnout. You need time each day to take a breather, to relax and to have fun. It could be spending time with your family, watching a movie, playing volleyball with some friends, or reading a good book, but make sure that when you schedule time for fun, that it's healthy fun. It isn't very efficient if your fun constitutes as eating a large pizza by yourself. A good idea to get started is to follow this guide. There are 24 hours in a day. I spend 8 of those hours sleeping, I spend 8 of those hours working, I spend 2 hours working out, reading good books, meditating, scripture study, and getting ready. I spend 2 hours preparing meals and eating, and that leaves me with 4 hours for fun and relaxing. When planning out your day, you need to stick to your plan. It doesn't make sense to plan something unless you're going to do it. You need to tell yourself that your schedule isn't a suggestion, but that it's what has to happen. If you mess up one thing during your schedule, like sleeping in or spending too much time at work, it affects your whole day and knocks it off balance. Another helpful thought is that planning out your day helps ease your mind when you're feeling restless or exhausted. When you're at the end of the workday and you just want to give up, it's so helpful to remember that you planned out 4 hours of fun and relaxing that day that you have to look forward to. When you're feeling hungry and you just want to gorge yourself, it's so helpful to know that you have planned out exactly what time you're going to eat. This tells your minds that you're okay, that you just have to keep pushing through for a little bit longer. So whatever it is you're doing in your schedule, go all in and give it your undivided attention. If you're working, work without focusing on anything else like social media. If you're having fun, have fun and don't worry about work. But make sure that whatever it is you're doing, you have it in your schedule. So if some last minute thing comes up that you absolutely have to do, make sure that you make the change in your schedule first before you do it. This tells your brain that you're sticking to your schedule, and it makes it harder to go off the schedule in the future if you stick with the strictness of doing what you said you'll do. To put it simply, don't do anything that you don't have in your schedule. Another thing that I like to do is I like to funnel the things in my to-do list into my schedule. So if I have 10 things that I have on my to-do list, I can funnel those into my schedule by placing them either in order of importance or spreading the hard tasks out in between the easier tasks so that I don't overwhelm myself. One last helpful tip is to have an app on your phone that sends you notifications when it's time to start your next activity. I use the app Calendars 5, and I can program it to send me a notification at the time of the new activity or 5, 15, or 30 minutes before it starts. I usually have it send me a notification 5 minutes before so that I know that I have 5 minutes to wrap up whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, now moving on to the number 1 life-changing habit. Make it a habit of getting rid of distractions. As technology increases, so does our opportunities to get distracted. There are so many things pleading for our time. The goal of social media is to get you to stay on their platforms for as long as they can. They have engineered their platforms to be that way. The goal of Netflix is to make sure that you keep watching Netflix. Have you ever noticed at the end of each episode there's a major cliffhanger that makes you want to watch another and another until you finish all the seasons? With so many things competing for our attention, it's safe to say that the most important skill you can have in this day is to learn to control your attention from distractions. It's the most important skill you can have. In previous times, we've needed to focus to get things done. But in today's age, we need laser-like focus in order to get things done. We need to get rid of any and all distractions. According to Gloria Mark, who studies digital distraction at the University of California, it takes an average of about 25 minutes to return to the original task after being distracted. In other words, checking Facebook for 30 seconds doesn't turn out to be 30 seconds. It takes your brain 25 minutes and 30 seconds to get back on track. Let's give an example. When you sleep, you need to have a long period of REM sleep or deep sleep, or you won't wake up refreshed. Take mothers and fathers of newborns, for example. They may get a full 8 hours of sleep, but if they're waking up 5 times during the night by their baby, they wake up in the morning feeling exhausted. Similarly, we need to have periods of deep thinking and deep work throughout the day, or we won't be nearly as productive. So, what's the solution to control your attention from distractions? I've found that the easiest way is to just get rid of the distraction. Get rid of your notifications, close your Facebook tab, schedule a certain time of the day when you'll get on social media. During the time that I'm working, I have my phone out of sight, because you know the phrase, out of sight, out of mind. That way I can focus during the day on things that I need to focus on without worrying about being distracted. If you can minimize and get rid of your distractions, you'll find that your ability to have laser-like focus and deep thinking throughout the day will blow you away, and you'll be able to get more done than you had ever thought possible. So, those are my top 3 life-changing habits that you can start on right now. Let me know what other habits have been helpful to you in the comments below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps out the channel. But that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.